There are many factors that can contribute to weight gain. The better you understand which factors have played a role in your weight gain, the more effective your weight loss efforts will be. Have you tried to lose weight through exercise before and it did not work out? Then try harder next time? Hell no! At first glance, your food intake, activity level and willpower are all that matters. If you can bring yourself to eat less and move more, you will eventually lose weight, right? Wrong. For most people, willpower has little to do with long-term calorie intake and long-term activity level. You can force yourself to eat less and move more for a day, a week, or even a month. But in the end, this approach will likely fail, regardless of how much effort you put into it. So, what is the most effective weight loss strategy for you? Remember to subscribe to our channel. Calories in and calories out. Weight gain is ultimately driven by a long-term net calorie surplus with a variety of causes. To balance calories in and calories out, or to achieve a calorie deficit, you either need to consume fewer calories or burn more calories, or a bit of both. We control 100% of our calorie intake by what we eat and drink, but only about 5 to 10% of our calorie expenditure. Most of the calories out are burnt just by existing, called the basal metabolic rate. Another large part is burned in response to food intake, called diet-induced thermogenesis. Only about 25% of calories are burned by movement. On average, only 5% are burned by dedicated exercise. But how well do we really control our long-term calorie intake really, and our long-term activity level? Don't rely on willpower. On any given day, you might be able to eat smaller portions, say no to high-calorie foods, and even exercise a bit. But what if you are stressed or sleep deprived and your impulse control is impaired and you just feel lazy? There are so many factors that directly or indirectly affect your food intake and overall day-to-day behavior. Ignoring these and appointing your willpower as the single point of failure will only result in self-blame when you fail to adhere to your weight loss plan. A much healthier approach is to take willpower out of the equation altogether and to stop the self-blame. You had a stressful day and ended up eating some ice cream or cookies? So what? So many external factors contributed to this situation. Your annoying coworker, your unsupportive family members, the existence and availability of addictive comfort foods. Working on such external factors is much more effective and healthier for your mental state than relying on your willpower. Eating until satisfied. Not relying on willpower also means you should always eat until you are satisfied and comfortable to stop eating. On good days, this means you might eat until you are 80% full, like the Okinawans do. On bad days, you might even overeat a bit, and that's okay. You should not forcefully cut down on your portion sizes. You should never go to bed hungry. You will feel deprived, hate the weight loss process, and worsen your impulse control, which increases the risk for late night snacking or binging. Instead, eat more throughout the day, especially in the morning. Always eating until satisfied also does not mean you will have problems reaching a calorie deficit. Even though calories play a role in our satiety mechanisms, it is possible to feel satiated eating fewer calories, even for the rest of your life. And that is exactly what you have to do to lose weight and keep it off. Let's visualize our weight loss goals one more time. We want to always eat until we are satisfied and comfortable to stop eating to have a healthy and relaxed relationship with food. We want to eat in a calorie deficit on most days to lose weight slowly but consistently. We want to eat nutrient-dense foods to cover all essential nutrients on fewer calories. We want to improve various external factors to make the process as easy as possible. We want to sustain our lower calorie intake to keep the weight off. Satiety Mechanisms. In the end, the main question is, how can you feel satisfied eating fewer calories every day for the rest of your life? There are many factors that can affect our feelings of satiety and hunger. These include calorie and stretch receptors in the stomach, the ileal brake, gut health, sleep quality, stress, insulin resistance and type 2 diabetes, leptin resistance, impaired glucose or fatty acid metabolism, medication and drugs. As you can see, none of these have anything to do with willpower, right? Improve food choices. Our stomach has various receptors to signal our brain that we had enough food. The best way to improve these satiety triggers is to eat larger volumes of food, to eat more slowly, and to avoid liquid calories altogether, including alcohol. So, lots of low-calorie dense foods like vegetables, fruits, even starchy vegetables, intact grains and legumes, and fewer high-calorie dense foods, including oil, cheese and processed foods. The ileal brake describes the phenomenon that a strong feeling of satiety is triggered when calories, especially carbohydrates, reach the end of the small intestine, the so-called ileum. We feel full from top to bottom. This works best with high-fiber foods, which are the same as the low-calorie dense foods just mentioned. Our large intestine houses our gut microbiota. When we feed our good gut bacteria with fiber and resistant starch, again the same foods, they produce short-chain fatty acids that are partly absorbed into our bloodstream. These short-chain fatty acids have various positive properties, including a strong satiety trigger. Improve sleep and stress. Sleeping long and well enough is one of the most important things we can do each and every day. Not only is sleep deprivation unhealthy in various ways, it can also nullify our weight loss efforts. Bad quality sleep will lead to stronger feelings of hunger and impaired feelings of satisfaction after eating. It also impairs impulse control, which can lead us to make worse food choices, even if we know what is good for us and what is not. People strongly differ in how they react to heightened stress. Some eat more food and make worse food choices. Some eat less food and also make worse food choices. Both instances increase the risk for nutrient deficiencies. Stress can also adversely affect your calorie balance by making you burn fewer calories. In addition to all that, chronic stress increases your risk for chronic diseases like heart disease and type 2 diabetes. Improve metabolic health. Many metabolic health issues can affect your feelings of satiety. Impaired glucose and fatty acid metabolism, for example, lead to fewer calories being burned on a cellular level, even when glucose and fatty acids are abundant in the bloodstream. This pathological energy shortage makes you eat even more food. Insulin resistance, type 2 diabetes, leptin resistance, and many other diseases and disorders can all lead to fewer calories being burned, stronger feelings of hunger, fatigue, reduced activity levels, etc. And of course, some medication and drugs can have similar effects. So, which is it for you? Food choices, sleep, stress, metabolic issues? In fact, these factors are all interdependent. Your sleep and stress affect your food choices, and all three affect metabolic issues. If you sleep well and your stress level is fine, improving your food choices, so eating more vegetables, fruits, intact grains and legumes, likely has the biggest impact on your weight. We will link a few videos on different metabolic issues in the description box. Thanks for watching. See you next week.